So the first question I'm going to answer is, what are some of the challenges facing leaders when it comes to facing paradoxes? I kind of went through and highlighted a number of different paradoxes that I thought applied to me in the biggest way when I'm at my job and everything like that. So the first one would be exercise control over groups of people. I think you have to be a special kind of person to be able to control a group of people, especially if it's a large group. I personally think that that's something that I need to work on. It's hard for me to get a grip on getting everyone's attention and leading people and telling people what to do. So I believe that's something that I face. That is one of the huge challenges that I face. Provide clear and constant direction to others. I think that sometimes you can think that you are giving the clearest, consistent directions to people, and they still find a way to not necessarily do something wrong, but say that, oh, you didn't tell me to do this, or something like that. So I think that is a huge challenge too, is making sure that everyone is consistently doing things correctly or consistently doing things the same way. If you have one person doing something one way and then another person doing another, it could end up in two different outcomes. Maintaining and managing day-to-day operations. I believe that's obviously a huge thing of a leader, is you're the one that's basically running a company or a business, or if you're managing a group of people, like I do at a restaurant or a bar, you want to make sure everything goes smoothly. You want to make sure that everyone is following the rules of what the people that are higher than I am set forth. So it's basically, me making sure everyone is doing things correctly on a day-to-day basis. Clearly express their own point of view. When we are in meetings and stuff like that with other leaders, I think it's typical for people to butt heads because people don't like to hear other people's point of view. I think if you're going to be a leader, you have to not only clearly express your point of view, but you have to understand other people's point of view too and take that into consideration. And also make sure that they are understanding what you are trying to put forth too. Analyze data to make decisions, also often without consulting others. This is a big one. Sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns and make the decision yourself. There's not always going to be someone that you can go to and say, I need help with this. Can you help me make this decision? So you have to realize, take everything, all the data and stuff that is surrounding the situation, and kind of make your own assessment without having someone else to tell you whether it's right or wrong. That was all organizational paradoxes. Leader and follower paradoxes I related to was keep an eye on what's happening. Obviously, of course, if you're a leader, you want to be involved in the decision-making process. You want to be involved in what's going on within the business. Basically, in order to be able to make right decisions, you have to know what's going on. Be flexible with your schedule. That's a huge challenge. I'm constantly answering my phone on my days off, and all of the leaders that I work with, we're all, pretty much there all the time to help whenever it's needed. I do work and I go to school, so it's kind of difficult to balance that both, but I always try to be available for my job because I am in a position where where I can move up, and I want to be able to make sure that I'm always available. Be sure of yourself. That's a huge challenge for me. I often question the decisions that I make, whether it's right or wrong, whether I should be making this decision. So that is a huge challenge for, I'm sure, a lot of leaders. Freely express your view. I have a lot of opinions, just like everyone else. I'm just not one to feel as though I'm in a position that I can say that. I don't want to. I'm very bad about worrying if I'm going to step on somebody's toes. So the challenge for me is thinking that I am able to, or I'm in a position that I'm able to, say my opinion, say how I feel about something, to go along with, be flexible with your schedule, do a good job of planning your own time. I keep a planner that literally has everything written down from certain times and stuff like that, just to make sure that I'm not, I'm giving myself time to do my homework, I'm giving myself time to relax, step back, take a break from both school and work. And then the last one, which I think is a huge one, and a huge thing for a leader, a huge challenge, is basically to be able to lead. Leaders obviously should be able to lead. They should be able to go through these paradoxes and say, okay, this is what I'm good at, this is what I need to work on. So I think that's a huge thing for leaders, is to basically be able to lead. To go about making the right decision, or dealing with the different choices that you're confronted with. I think that you need to, if you have time to, a lot of times you don't have too much time, sit down, go through the pros and cons of everything, make sure, say, if I make this decision, this could be affected. If I make this decision, this person can be affected, the whole business can be affected in this way. So I truly feel as though that you should be able to analyze all the data that you have in front of you, whether it be numbers or just situations, and then be able to make a decision based off that. My own leadership style, what challenges will I be faced with? Going back to freely expressing my view, not worrying about how someone is going to react to my directions. I'm very, some of the people that I am leading now are my good friends, who I went from a server to being a manager, so it's very, very hard for me to put myself in the position to tell them to do something. I need to work on just realizing that I am certain when I'm at work, I'm your boss, basically. You should understand that the things that I'm telling you to do are for the bettering of the company. It is nothing against who you are. It's just that I have to realize the big challenge is me disciplining people, so that's definitely what I have to work on. Some of the obstacles that I believe stand in the way of most leaders, and what do I possess to overcome these obstacles? For most leaders, I think it's communication. And it was talked about in our book, and also communication, and then the desire to be liked. Some leaders, they don't care what other people think of them, but also that kind of relates to the people that they're leading not really liking them. They don't build relationships with them, and I think that if you're going to be leading someone, or you're going to be working with someone, that you need to have some sort of relationship with them, and you have to have some sort of understanding with them. Things do happen, so that communication needs to be there, and also you have to sometimes not worry about what other people are going to think. I think that I myself and some other leaders too need to realize that giving criticism and giving directions is all part of the job, and that we shouldn't be so worried that when we're on the clock, we shouldn't be so worried about what other people are thinking about us. So that is basically what I came up with, and I will keep a list of these paradoxes actually in my bag to go through and kind of help me further my ability to lead.